Hey, how are you, bud?
Good. Can you hear me?
I can, and I can see
Excellent.
you.
Stevie, it's me.
Awesome, man. How are you?
I'm well, thanks.
Good, good. You look so familiar. Um,
I'm my name is John. First of
okay,
all, I love your t-shirt. I'm in another band. My original band's called The Cringe, and
okay.
we pretty much every night play Jailbreak for our encore.
Yes. It's
I
one of
mean,
my
that's our jam right there.
awesome, man. One of my favorite records. That dual guitar thing. Nobody did it like them, man.
They
I
like invented it pretty much.
Yeah, yeah. No, Wishbone Ash, you got to put them in there, with
Yeah, yeah.
Argus and stuff like that. But yeah, one of my favorites and my favorite live album for sure.
Oh, that and also Made in Japan's pretty freaking good too.
Deep Purple.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was my first record that I ever bought. I remember.
really.
Yep, yep. I went in. I remember what I paid. I paid $8 for it. I remember getting it. I remember where it was and everything. It was a life-changing moment for me. Yep,
And what's cool about that album, I love all those live albums from the '70s, like Kiss Alive and Cheap
yep,
Trick,
yep.
but they were almost studio-ish albums in a way. There's a lot of overdubs
Right.
but Deep Purple, that was just they pressed record and
Yep.
away they went.
Yep.
There's
Pretty raw.
Johnny. That's one of his favorite albums too. Johnny, you're sideways.
That's because Andrew told me to go sideways.
Everything's going sideways. Good to see you, man.
We were just talking about Made in Japan.
One of the greatest live albums of all time.
Yep. And my first record. Yeah, that was proud to say that was the first record I bought.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Scott, we were so you're saying I look familiar?
You do look familiar.
Do you watch or do you know of Rachel Ray?
I do, of course.
That's my wife.
Oh, there it is. Yes. Okay. Yeah, you've been on the show, right?
Oh, quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
especially now during lockdown, we've been taping all the shows from our house in upstate New York. I'm the entire crew. I'm the sound guy. I'm the director. I'm the camera guy. I'm the occasional co-host. I'm the mixologist. And the only people in the house allowed in the house are Rachel, me, and our dog Bella. We've had kind of tumultuous year. So we've been up here. We came up here March 11th of last year with the intention of within 4 days going to South by Southwest to Austin, Texas to throw a big, huge event that we've been throwing every year for about 16 years now at Stubbs Stubbs Barbecue in Austin. It's a great venue of about 3,000 people. We have about 20 bands over the course of 8 hours on Saturday afternoon during South by Southwest. We also have a VIP house where we have 20 to 30 bands play over the course of 3 nights.
awesome.
And there's food and there's drink and it's her recipes, my cocktails. And then COVID happened and we just never went. But we normally live in New York City. We came up to our house in upstate New York, and we haven't left ever since.
Wow.
And then we had a couple of other horrible things happen. Our beloved dog Isabu died on May 5th. She was old and she was sick and she had a nice long life, but we unfortunately had to euthanize her. She went out I'm bummed. This is like a bummer. It's supposed to be talking about music and an album release. But she went very peacefully and it was very, it was as good as you can go.
Good.
And then on August 9th, our house burnt down.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
There was some sort of creosote buildup at the fireplace. House. It was about 7:30 at night. I'm about to eat some pasta that Rachel made. And some random guy starts banging on our back door. And there's never we're in the middle of the woods. We're in the middle of nowhere up here. And some guy's like, your roof's on fire. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah. And I went outside, and sure enough, our roof was on fire. I'm like, oh my God, you just saved our lives. He's like, I already called the 911. So
Wow.
we have a little guest house across the street or across the road. So I grabbed a phone charger and the laptop I'm talking to you on right now, and we of course grabbed Rachel and the dog. We both got in the car, drove across the road with nothing. I was wearing boat shoes, shorts, and a ripped t-shirt. And I figured I'll just, tomorrow, once they put out the fire, we'll just go back. And if we have to stay in this house, the guest house, for a few days, at least we can get our stuff later. But the whole house burnt down.
Oh,
so all of our stuff was gone.
No way. I don't,
everything.
I hear that, I know a lot of people that has happened to, and I'll read it in the news, and I can't even imagine what that's like. I mean, I look around, this stuff is just naturally here every day. I go and pick it out, and to have it just disappear, to never come back.
Like, even to this day, you'll be like, oh, I want to, and then you're like, that's gone. Like, just things keep cropping up that you normally have access to, and they're just gone, like gone.
Wow.
So that was a bummer.
A little, yeah, no doubt. Wow, you guys have had a rough time of it, man. No doubt about it.
It has not been fun.
Let's introduce everybody first before we get into everything. It's great to see you guys, for one thing. It's awesome to see your shining faces, man. Mr. Happy was pretty cool, I gotta say. But it's great to see your face. Why don't you introduce yourselves?
Well, I'm John Cusimano, aka Screamin Jack Novak. Yes. And I'm lead singer in the band. I play some rhythm guitar, keyboards, blues harp, and generally just cause a ruckus.
I'm Andrew Meskin, aka Shark Samuels. I'm the drummer. Also been known to do some claps and cowbell here and there. So cool. My job there.
And Johnny Blaze did some guitar, did some bass, and other various interesting things on the record.
Very cool. Very cool. Like I say, it's great to have you guys here and see your faces, man. Let's start from the beginning, I guess. What made you do the identities, which I thought was cool? This is the most interesting thing I've done. I think it's really, really great. How did that all come about? What the decision to do that?
Well, my principal band, who Johnny is the bass player in, and I keep almost calling you Shark. And Andrew is the part-time drummer in. He's the sub drummer. We have another drummer as well. I've always had this dream. I never loved the name The Cringe. That's the name of the other band I'm in. But we've had about 6 albums now that we've released. We've toured relentlessly with bands like Motley Crue and Alice Cooper and all over the world, all over North America. And it's definitely, that band is a rock band, like a rock and roll band. And I always had this name in my head of Fastest Land Animal. I kind of wish I had originally called The Cringe Fastest Land Animal. I love that name. But that cat's out of the bag, can't do that. But Fastest Land Animal also lent itself to another love that I have, is punk rock. And I wanted to do more of a punk rock based record. So the two kind of went together. And I always had this dream, one day I'm going to record an album as Fastest Land Animal. And then I started writing songs, eventually had enough songs for what we thought was going to be an EP. And then we were in lockdown at the time. So we figured out a way to record this album remotely. With these two guys and our producer, who's also worked on a few of the Cringe records, Don Gilmore. He's also worked on a lot of records that you've listened to, like Linkin Park and Six, and on and on and on. Yeah. So he's a friend of ours, and he's easy to work with. So we figued out a way. If you want to get into the technicalities of it, Andrew can explain that a lot better than I can. But we could record remotely. As you see, Andrew's in a room with more drums than anyone could ever need in a lifetime. So he's all set. I have in my house that burnt down. Luckily, it survived because it was above the garage, a studio, a home studio. And Johnny has the same setup. He has a studio at home as well. So we were all able to record our parts remotely and then glue them all together afterwards. And it actually worked out really well. It was a really easy process. And then I thought, you know, we know how the Cringe albums sell. We know how many likes we can get on social media and how many subscriptions we can get. And people, by and large, know who I am just via my relationship with my wife. So I thought it might be fun to do something totally anonymously. Let's just be Fastest Land Animal. Let people just imagine who it could be. And they don't know it's me. And we kept that really secret. We even fooled you about a week or so ago. And let's just see how we do. And actually, we ended up doing so well that we almost didn't want to like reveal ourselves ever. But our publicist told us that we had to. So we listened to her. And here we are.
Yeah, I mean, it's well, of course, you know, the music hasn't changed. You know, seeing your faces doesn't change anything musically. The album's fantastic. You know, I got a chance to listen to it last night. And it's really, it's just great. I mean, it's really great. You know, and I see the comments on the videos and stuff, and it's just, it's all positive. I mean, when does that happen in today's world, right?
Yeah, it's overwhelming, you know, and for us, I mean, that was one of the biggest objectives, as John is saying, is to release music without anyone knowing who it is, to get true feedback on that and based on music alone. So it's been very cool to see all of that.
Now, do you think anything will change? Do you think you know, because well, the music has a you know, a Green Day-ish kind of youthful angst. Some of you guys are, you know, I mean, John obviously is a little older, my age probably, right? 50 something, 52. I'm 52. So do you think that will change? Because, you know, that's just that image. Will the image change the music for some people? Is that ever a concern?
Well, that's you know, that's a good question, and that was why we were so curious to see how the music resonated without people knowing who we were. People could think we're a bunch of like teenagers or older guys or something in between. There was some people online where they were thinking maybe we're some sort of combination of members of Eagles of Death Metal and Queens of the Stone Age. Which was cool. They're not young guys, but they're certainly cool and talented guys. So, yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see. I don't know if things are going to change or people have a different view of the music now that the cat's out of the bag. But we really wanted to just have the music kind of stand on its own and see what people thought of it.
And I think it will. I really do. You know, these comments are great. And, you know, I've got a couple of them here. And, you know, I mean, it's just, I mean, people are digging it. Like the one person says, you've released 2 songs and yet you're my new favorite band. You know, who used to be my favorite band? Green Day. That's how good you are. So, you know,
I pray indeed.
that's pretty cool to hear that. You know, with no image involved, because so many times we're like, you know, it's a whole Kiss kind of thing where, you know, the image is part of the whole package. You guys did it well without even releasing the album yet, but you're getting comments like that just on your music, and that's really cool to see. Yeah, I think people are the times have changed a little. You know, the music speaks for itself because we don't have the big artwork and albums so much anymore. Everybody's just listening to a file. So, you know, image is kind of a little bit secondary, which is a good thing.
We shall be releasing the album on vinyl. In fact, when is it? The order's in, right?
It is, and they're for sale. We have all our merch up today. So
cool.
it'll be cool. We have vinyl, cassette, CD.
Yeah.
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 And worst comes to worst with the image, we're just going to put the TVs back on our heads and erase
No
the
one
day
will
from the internet.
recognize it. Use the Men in Black little stick and erase everyone's
Yep.
memories.
Nah, you guys are beautiful, man. Everybody's gonna love it, and yeah, there's no doubt. Um, now with the Cringe, will we see more music from the Cringe as well as Fastest Land Animal, or have you dissolved that?
No, the Cringe, you know, nothing's ever dissolved. I think right now my focus is definitely on writing for a second Fastest Land Animal album. And as far as touring goes, you know, obviously the touring world is on pause for who knows how long. But once that's back, I'd love to go out as Fastest Land Animal and play a whole bunch of shows like that. You know, if Motley Crue calls us up and says, "Hey, you want to go back on the road with us as the Cringe?" We're not going to say no. That's for sure. So that'll be opportunistic. But yeah, I really want to focus on Fastest Land Animal. I'm really excited about the new album and the direction that we're going in with the songs. Everything's fast, short, punky, you know, like 30-minute long album. Throw it out there and have a party.
Yeah, yeah, and it is a party, man. It's a cool album to listen to. It's a lot of fun. I think of when I think of your wife, John. She's America's sweetheart. You know, she is. I mean, she's just a. There's nobody that doesn't love Rachel Ray. What is, I don't picture her sitting listening to the Buzzcocks. I just don't. I don't know that she might, but
actually, she's got really good musical taste. She's really hip. She loves Buzzcocks. Green Day is one of her favorite bands.
Cool. She's digging the Fastest Land Animal stuff.
Yeah, she loves the album. She goes, "Hon, this is like the album you always wanted to make. This really is."
No, that's cool. That is awesome, man. Now I asked you about Bip Frisco last time, and we got great answers. But can you tell me who Bip Frisco is today?
Yeah, it's our friend Bob Schneider, who's a singer-songwriter out of Austin, Texas.
Sounds familiar too.
Yeah, he's been around for a few years as well. He's if you live in Texas, you definitely know Bob. And if he plays shows in New York or in LA, he sells out and he's just been doing it for years. And he's really eclectic, really prolific, super talented, and a good friend of mine. And in fact, one of the songs, the third song on the album called Bubble Candy, we, back when we used to travel, especially when we go to Austin and even outside South by Southwest, we would go to Austin a few times a year just because we would either have business to do there or we just want to see our friends. We have a lot of friends there, and we just love that town. So Bob lives outside of Austin, and we went there, and typically I would go to his house. He has a home studio as well, and we work on music together. We've done, oh my God, Bob and I, between him coming to my house and my studio, me going to his house and his studio, we must have done 50 songs together at this point.
Wow.
But so one day I was in his studio and we were doing a song together, and I said, "Listen, I got this idea for a band called Fastest Land Animal. The only rule is every song has to be at least 150 beats per minute, which is the tempo of the song. It's pretty fast." Yep. So he goes, "That's easy." So we set the metronome for 150, and within an hour we had recorded Bubble Candy together.
That's cool.
Like the demo version, and then the band and I got together and did the album version here, the album that he also remotely recorded his vocals on. Yeah. So that's Bip Frisco.
Very cool. Yeah, I dig that tune too. It's so good, man. One of my favorites on the record for sure. Now we talked about the sock puppets last time, and and I think it was Andrew. Did you do the sock puppet video?
Yeah. So
okay.
we were challenged with not putting ourselves in a video. So there's a limited a limited range of things we could do with that, but sock puppets sounded perfect. So it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun just putting that together and giving them little personalities. And
That's cool. Yeah, it came out great, and and then I noticed, of course, the bottom symbol. We went over this last time, and the drum sound on this record is just amazing. I mean, I played it for a guy last night, a guy I work with, and I think it was Answer in My Head. And as soon as the drums kicked in, he just went, "Whoa, that
Cool.
what a drum sound!" It was just, and it has that massive bottom type of boom to it. Is that are you using like bigger bass drums? You're tuning differently, or is that a Don Gilmore production thing where he's just getting that out of the drum sound?
Yeah, it's it's a combination of everything, but Bonham's a huge influence for any rock drummer. Bonham's the influence. So lower tune drums, and obviously I've got a problem with drums. So I'm able to really tailor sounds to what we're looking for. And yeah, that was absolutely a goal, and we're glad it came across. And challenges are, not doing this in a commercial studio where there's a giant live room. With the Cringe, we love recording at what's now Power Station again in New York, and that's one of the best sounding drum rooms in the world. And to do this in our home studios and still try to do some tricks to mic things to give a sound, it was a challenge, but it was fun, and I'm really glad to hear that it came across that way.
Yeah.
And then having Chris Lord-Alge and Ted Jensen work on things, that cannot hurt the situation at all. So
yeah. And when you were deciding on producers and guys to engineer and mix the album, what are some of the names that you might have tossed around? How did you decide on Chris Lord-Alge and Don Gilmore and those guys?
Well, Don had worked on our previous 2 Cringe albums with us, as did Chris Lord-Alge. So that combination worked for us before. So it was easy. I could just call Don up and be like, "Don, we're doing this side project. We're going to do it from our homes remotely. Are you in?" And he's like, "Well, yeah, I'm playing golf and I'm in Palm Desert. So yeah, I'll do it." So he did it. And then, Don has been working with both Chris Lord-Alge and Ted Jensen for a long time. So they, as Don was doing it, he called up CLA and said, "Do you want to mix the record again?" And he said, "Sure, love to." And then same thing with Ted Jensen on the mastering side of things.
Yeah, and that's cool. And that makes everything a lot easier, doesn't it? Videos, cool videos, sock puppets, TVs on the head. Are we going to see a video? Well, we'll see another video. Are you guys gonna be in it this time?
Well, it's going to be kind of hard to get together to shoot a video because we're still in lockdown here. Although, Andrew, if you're in Texas, so I guess you're not in lockdown.
That's what I hear.
But so yeah, we're definitely doing a video for the next single, which will be Bubble Candy. We have some ideas we're playing around with how we're gonna do that and pull that off. But I don't think we're all gonna get together, at least for that one, and be on a soundstage somewhere and shoot a video.
Right.
In person.
Yeah. Last time we were talking about, Chicago. I'm in Chicago, so we were talking about the pizza and the hot dogs and stuff, and somebody had mentioned Josh's hot dogs.
So Josh, I couldn't say how I knew them, obviously, because I wasn't letting anyone know who I was. Right. But so Rachel's longtime food stylist is a guy by the name of Andrew Kaplan, and he's in Chicago, and he's a big foodie guy. And his brother Josh Kaplan is Josh, the owner of Josh's Hot Dogs in Chicago. And Chicago, is and I'm a New York guy. I've lived in New York most of my life, and I'm very proud of everything New York does. And New York hot dogs are a classic thing. However, I will say that Chicago kind of is the best at the hot dog game. I mean, Chicago hot dogs are incredible.
Mhm.
As a New Yorker, I say that with my head slung low. But and I just Andrew, years ago we were on tour, and we were in Chicago, and Andrew said, we call him Cappy, Andrew Kaplan, said, you got to go to my brother's place, Josh's. It's the best. It's better than Portillo's. It's better than this, better than that. And we went there, and it was, not only was it the best hot dogs we've ever had, but the guy who owns, what's the big hot dog company out there?
Vienna.
Vienna Beef.
Yep.
He was there when we went there.
Yeah.
Nice.
He goes there and hangs out, and it's his hot dog. So, yeah, and he makes the beef sandwiches, the whole thing.
Yeah. Wow.
So
That's
did you
cool.
get a chance to go there?
No, I called up and I saw where it was and everything. And they're
about a half hour outside of town, right?
yeah. And I'm about the same distance. They're just a little bit north of me. About a half hour from me. But I think they're kind of, they're not, the dining room isn't open, the store isn't open, so they're doing curbside kind of stuff.
Right.
But I called about a t-shirt. I wanted to get a t-shirt for today and everything,
Wow.
So it was like, and they only had kid sizes, but but I go on the website and I look at the bio and everything, and it's Josh Kaplan, and he's throwing up the horns. I mean, he's a rocker.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, it was like, I didn't expect that. He's a business owner. He's you gotta.
Well, hot dogs are the rock and roll of food, I guess.
I guess so. Well, you would know, right? I mean, food's got to be a big part of your life, right? Married to Rachel Ray.
Oh, huge. Yeah. I mean, especially now that we're taping the show from home, she's cooking like 3 meals a day, just for content for the show, and then to feed us at night. So it's a busy. It's like we're running a catering hall here or something.
The band, I think, probably wants to move in with you.
Well, they've all eaten your food, and they've all been up here.
That's pretty great, and then I got a set of Rachel Ray bowls, man. Those things
awesome.
are magical, man. I eat my cereal out of a plastic Tupperware bowl. It's not the same.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Man, yeah, it is. This has been super awesome, man. Let's do this again when you guys when the album charts and you're getting ready to go on the road, and we can hang together and have some beers and some Chicago pizza and hot dogs, man.
Yeah, I mean, when we're back on the road, we'll love to come there in person and do it like an actual old school interview.
Yeah, man. How about that? Man, it's been a while since I've done one of those, and that would be so cool. Especially nowadays, getting through this COVID thing, and I can't wait to get out of it and
we all can't, believe me.
Yeah, man. Very cool. So
live from Josh's Hot Dogs.
Yeah, man, that would be so cool. What now for you guys? What's the next step? Virtual concerts, those are a thing. I know you guys aren't getting together, but do we just wait it out? What's the next step for you guys?
Well, we've been doing quite a few of these. They're live, but they're pre-recorded, and they're all done in windows like this. Songs, a lot for Rachel's show, actually, where she has what's called Music Mondays on the show, and we'll have a guest pipe in. Bob's done it. Jack Antonoff, famous producer, has been on the show. We just had, I don't think it's aired yet, but John Oates was on the show. Quite a few people have done the show, and we, as not necessarily as Fast as Land Animal, but as the collective of us, the Cringe, our friends, have done a whole bunch of songs for the show, cover songs. So we could do a whole bunch of content like that as Fast as Land Animal, now that everyone knows who we are. Just remotely, and we play the parts live and glue it all together afterwards.
Yeah. That'd be cool. You know, any extra content from you guys is awesome, man.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna
these
make
guys-
you guys. I think I'm gonna make you guys wear either the TVs or the sock puppets on your head, though. I think that would just
I don't think
step
the
your game
sock
up. But we'll make it fit.
these guys live down the road. We could, you know, socially distance and do an actual concert, but we are literally at 3 different corners of the country right now.
Right. Wow. Yeah. No, yeah, I mean, like I say, I mean, I can't wait to get out there and see you guys and you know, just hang like normal human beings should.
I
You know,
forgot what that even feels like.
I know. How about it? But yeah, it's great to see you guys. It's great to hear you guys. You know, anytime you guys want to hang and got something else going, new video, let Jody know and we'll hook up and hang some more, man. This has been great.
Cool, Scott. Thanks
Awesome.
a lot, buddy. I appreciate it.
You got it, man. Anytime. So we got Fastest Land Animal available on all streaming services and merch. We got vinyl, cassettes. You got t-shirts up?
T-shirts, little
Nice.
beanies.
Was it fastestlandanimal.band, right?
That's right.
Fastestlandanimal.band. Why does everybody not have every band have a .band?
Well, now they have to go through us.
Yes, we've bought all of the .bands. So we'll broker your .band for you.
There we go. Awesome, man. Hey guys, I appreciate it. Thanks so much. And you know, have a great day and best wishes to you guys, man.
Thank
Later,
you.
Scott.
All right,
Have a good
Thanks,
one.
man.
take care. Bye
Thanks a
bye.
lot, buddy. Appreciate it.
You got it, man. Anytime. See ya.